Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
Watch this at your own risk. Tonight, I have gathered some of the most disturbing TikToks you will ever see. And I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, Sean, you say this every single day. But you guys know I never let you down. These videos are gonna change your entire reality. And I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to handle it, but if you think you can, make sure you watch till the end because the mainstream will never show you this. And don't watch alone, because this is gonna get terrifying. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
A high school student his classmate to death over a vape pen. I mean, what is society coming to? This is 18-year-old Andre Matthews, and this is 16-year-old Andrew Meismer, and this happened at Sterling High School in Baytown, Texas. This all started over a $21 vape pen that Matthews was missing and believes that Meismer took. Court records show that the two were excused from class to use the restroom, but then began fighting outside. Matthews searched Meismer's pockets looking for the vape, and when he didn't find it, he found a pair of scissors instead, which he placed in his waistband. The two then entered a science lab, and that's when Matthews held Meismer in a chokehold and stabbed him multiple times, including in the face and eye, all over a vape pen. Meismer was flown to the hospital where he later lost his life, and in a court appearance, Matthews admitted to everything, was charged with murder, and his bond was set at $3 million. Matthews is scheduled to appear in court on January 7th, but rest in peace to Meismer. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Our society has just literally lost the plot. I feel like some situations would be understandable, like, you know, maybe if he took out your entire family, but like stole your vape, like, come on, bro. But you know, rest in peace to this kid. Nobody deserves to go out like this.
Do not let this latch onto your arm, whatever you do. If you come across one of these in the sea or at the beach, do not let it latch onto your body, please. In the video, it appears to be some kind of weird limb or object stuck on the man's arm, and yes, this can actually cause severe problems as well, but what is it? It is actually a severed octopus arm. But stick with me. Octopus's limbs actually have the ability to live on their own when severed for a short amount of time. If an octopus has injured itself or someone's tried hunting it, maybe a limb's fallen off somewhere, and you're out in the sea treading on something, it can get stuck to you. And as I say, it's pretty much nearly impossible to get off. Like, you do not want to be doing that. Now, just one tentacle on an octopus's arm can hold up to 35 pounds, so good luck getting it off. If you get it on your arm like that and you can see the grip that it's got, you're cooked. Octopuses do actually grow their arms back within around half a year, so it's not dangerous to them. But as I say, if you do happen to tread in something or play around and get this stuck on you, you're probably going to want to head to the ER because you ain't getting that off yourself.
Don't worry, bro. We were not planning on getting that on our arm. I'm gonna have to take your word for it.
Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
She's got a beautiful face, she has beautiful hair, eyes, nose, mouth, a beautiful body. I mean, she's incredible.
I do every once in a while.
Well, it's going to be tough for me to walk away from here thinking of you as just a regular kid, I'm telling you.
You really are an exquisite looking young lady. I know you've been told that, but isn't she a pretty girl?
Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Bro, ew. Jail is not enough for these people.
Oh boy, welcome to the show.
What's up, big brother?
How did you two come together?
Love.
I remember we was on a yacht, right? Diddy groping him, and then they disappeared for like an hour. Diddy came back sweating.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is a special birthday for both of us. Giselle, we right here, baby. We gonna make some magic tonight?
We made it, man.
Yeah.
All the nights we talked about being on the couch together.
New deal, I throw that. 3 beans, I'm on that. We pop a molly, she bust it up.
Project Monarch. It's the theory that victims, often from childhood, often celebrities, were subjected to extreme physical and psychological trauma to induce a dissociative identity disorder, creating personalities that could be programmed to perform specific tasks. They say that it could be celebs like Paris Hilton, Anna Nicole Smith, Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears. Paris Hilton has spoken out about the fact that she was basically kidnapped and brought to a reform school, and terrorized and abused and traumatized.
Insane Crimes, Part 5. A 29-year-old Florida woman managed to impersonate a registered nurse for months, slipping into a hospital job while using someone else's license number. During that time, she treated more than 4,000 patients, taking vitals, administering medications, and performing procedures she wasn't trained for. Staff only uncovered the truth when she was offered a promotion and her credentials didn't add up. Investigators later learned she'd been working on the floor for far longer than anyone realized, blending in so well that no one questioned her until she tried to move up. She now faces multiple felony charges, while thousands of patients are being notified that the person who cared for them wasn't a nurse at all. At Disney Springs, a bizarre robbery unfolded straight out of a heist movie in September of 2025. A man in full scuba gear swam up to the Paddlefish restaurant after midnight, snuck inside, and forced 2 employees to the ground as they were counting cash. He stole over $10,000, then slipped back into the water and vanished beneath the surface, escaping the same way he arrived. When police got there, all they found were wet footprints, discarded dive gear, and 2 shaken employees tied up inside. To this day, the aquatic thief hasn't been identified. Morbid Facts, Part 846. In 2012, Harold Henthorne claimed that his wife Toni had died in a hiking accident after falling 140 feet off a cliff in Rocky Mountain National Park. On the day of their 12th wedding anniversary, Harold insisted on a strenuous hike up Deer Mountain despite Toni's bad knee and limited hiking experience. After her fall, he gave investigators multiple conflicting accounts, repeatedly changing what he said he was doing at the moment she fell over the edge. Investigators later found a map in his car with the exact location of her death marked with an X, and uncovered that his spouse before Toni had also died years earlier under mysterious circumstances. Toni's death closely resembled the 1995 death of Lynn Henthorne, who was crushed beneath a Jeep on a remote Colorado road when it supposedly slipped off a jack. Harold claimed both deaths were merely accidents, but prosecutors argued the similarities were far too extreme to be considered coincidence. In 2015, he was convicted of murdering Toni Henthorne and sentenced to life in prison.
Make this make sense. How is it that it seemed like everybody hung out with Epstein, except for Diddy? And how is it that it seems like everybody went to Diddy parties, except for Epstein? Are they like when the same poles from magnets repel each other? If we had somehow managed to get them in the same room together, would that have caused a nuclear explosion?
Bro, someone in the comments said it's because you don't hang out with your competition. Yo, that is crazy. Do you know how freaky and odd you have to be for your competition to be Jeffrey Epstein?
A filmmaker asked this astronaut a simple question.
Would you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
And shockingly, he does it.
Your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand.
But then seconds later, he doesn't believe the Bible is the gospel of anything. So why swear on something that you don't believe in?
Of eternal damnation.
I don't believe in that, but
if you
have eternal damnation.
That I walked on the moon on Apollo 14.
That I walked on the moon on Apollo 14.
Then the interviewer tells him that he's the first astronaut to swear, and the others refused.
Well, you're the first astronaut to do that. We asked 6 other astronauts to swear on the Bible, and they refused to do it.
But watch, his energy suddenly flips.
Because we have proof that would prove it in a court of law that Apollo 11 didn't go to the moon.
If you continue this, and if you press us, I will personally take you to court.
And then it gets wild. He starts insulting him, threatening him, telling him to get out of his house. Why did a simple question like that trigger him?
Get out, I appreciate it. And get the hell out.
Something here does not add up. Tell me what you think.
Morbid Facts, Part 832. Mary Kay Letourneau became one of the most notorious teachers in American history after authorities discovered she'd formed an illegal relationship with a student in her class, a crime that shocked the country and completely destroyed her family. She was arrested in 1997 and sent to prison, where she gave birth to his child while still serving time. When she got out on parole, a judge ordered her to stay away from the boy entirely, but she was caught violating that order and was sent back to prison to finish a full 7-year sentence, a move prosecutors said showed how disturbingly deep her attraction to him ran. When she was finally released, the story took an even darker turn. The former student, now an adult, chose to reunite with her, and the pair eventually married in 2005 despite their relationship beginning as a felony case, described by experts as a profound abuse of power. They stayed together for over a decade before finally separating, leaving behind one of the most unsettling and controversial teacher-student scandals in recorded history.
You date your student, you go to jail, you say, oh no, I need me some more of that. You go to jail again, wait for him to grow up, you get back with him, and then you leave him?
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
you know, we flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different. Well, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa, and I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation, and yeah, I met him, and you know, you don't know people what they do in their private lives, so yeah.
But tell me this, Chris. You was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, what is Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane. Yes. Oh yes.
But wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing at. No. I don't. Hey, we was going to Africa to save lives.
Morbid Facts, Part 781. After his mother's death in 1989, actor Michael Caine discovered a family secret she'd hidden for over half a century. He had an older half-brother named David who'd spent his entire life confined to a psychiatric hospital. His mother had given birth to David long before marrying Michael's father, but when the boy developed severe epilepsy and was institutionalized as a teen, she told everyone she was just visiting a cousin each week, never revealing the truth even to her own sons. Caine only learned of David's existence when he was in his 50s, realizing that while he was building a life of fame and fortune, his brother was wasting away in a mental asylum and died completely forgotten. Just a century ago, a Down syndrome diagnosis was a death sentence, as parents were often told not to get too attached. In the early 1900s, the average life expectancy was barely 12 years. Most children died from infections or heart defects long before adulthood, often abandoned in mental hospitals and forgotten by their families. Even by the 1980s, very few people with Down syndrome lived past 25. But today, medicine and compassion have finally caught up. Thanks to modern care and advancements in heart surgery, people with Down syndrome now live well into their 60s and beyond. Proof that what was once a tragedy of neglect is now a story of survival.
Even if I'm dead, nobody will go upstairs.
Surprisingly, someone managed to break into the second floor of Elvis Presley's mansion. After Elvis passed away, his mansion was completely sealed, and no one could enter. Years later, it opened to the public, but the second floor always stayed off limits. This floor held Elvis's bedroom and the bathroom where he died. Even presidents were denied access. Only Elvis's closest circle could go up. But when his daughter Lisa Marie married actor Nicolas Cage, he was granted rare permission. On the 25th anniversary of Elvis's death, Nicolas secretly went upstairs. He looked into the bathroom, sat in Elvis's chair, and then suddenly came downstairs and threw up, leaving even more unanswered questions.
McDonald's actually getting all this beef from cows or somewhere else?
He says McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in a single day, yet he has never seen any massive cow farms, cow rearing centers, or large slaughter facilities where huge numbers of cows are kept and killed to produce all beef.
So, I was curious the other day and found this online. McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up.
I don't think they're getting all this meat from cows, y'all. Isn't it kind of weird that there aren't any more new cemeteries? Stay weird.
Jordine Pauline has got caught lying again. Am I surprised that she's lying again? No, because if you lie once, you will lie twice. And if you will lie twice in a short period of time, how many other lies have you told over a period of time? I just hate it had to come to this. I do not condone bullying. So if she going through anything and she feel like she gotta, do something to herself, I will hope that she don't do that. But she just make it hard for women that really go through certain shit. For her to sit up here and lie and then keep lying just to make her ego feel better, it's crazy, fool. So she went on Twitter and said this, y'all. Nah, boo-boo. So happy God removing all the fake friends. It's the best feeling in the world knowing I'm no longer keeping enemies close. Church for Christmas? Before 2026, let's wrap this up. I just made 100 bands and bought my dream car. Every hater can respectfully suck my dick. Just bought a Benz, by the way. So she bought a Benz, y'all. This is the Benz she said she bought, y'all. But this not hers. people used reverse imaging and found out this was from Google. So you lied on Talil. You lied about buying a Benz. Did you lie about getting 100 bands? She probably even lying that she going to Turks. Being as though that she said the white boy that was paying for everything couldn't even crack. And he found out that you let Talil crack on the first night. He probably stopped his payments. So all in all, after everything, she
Jordan Paul deleted her Twitter after she got caught lying again at 7 in the morning. Let me show y'all what she lied about. She posted a photo of a brand new Benz and stated that she got $100K after people kept clowning her because she tried to extort Talil for $2K. Funny enough, she stole that from Google search. She forgot people can reverse image search. They literally found it within 30 minutes. Now she put out a statement saying that she's taking time off because dehumanizing that people keep lying on her and keep on messing with her. That she's taking time off. You just posted a stolen picture of a car you did not buy. You're the one that put out a whole live talking about you hate black men. And all the celebrities on the internet been reposting it. You admitted that your mad Talil got it for free while other dudes been paying. All that sympathy is out the window, bruh. You can't stop lying. There needs to be a registry for people who lie a lot, bruh. Just like an offender list, there needs to be a liar list. I do not support bullying in any way, shape, or form. But what I will say is, you were leading the front against Talil with false allegations. And now that you're getting caught in lies back to back to back, you feel like everyone's against you. Just stop lying.
Honestly, I don't feel bad at all because realistically, she should be going to jail. Lying on somebody with these sort of accusations is absolutely like disturbing because this could literally ruin someone's life. And on top of that, actual victims of situations like this don't get taken seriously because of people like you.
I need y'all to listen up real quick because cities all around the world, a lot of them, are quietly pulling back their New Year's Eve celebrations. And people keep asking the same question. Why now? Why all of a sudden? You got Paris pulling back major events. You got Tokyo pulling back major events. You got the USA pulling back major events, especially New York. I'm hearing this about to be deep stipulations. A lot of things that's in effect. So if you was in New York last year for New Year's Eve, you're going to see a major difference this time around. And so what reports is saying is y'all know the 4 people that got caught in California that they said was doing a terror plot on New Year's Eve? So apparently it wasn't just supposed to happen in California. I'm hearing they had different locations that was supposed to get hooked up. One being New York. So now the moderate threat level is very high. And it's not just in America, y'all. Like I said, it's globally. We've seen the events that happened in Pondy Beach. Now, given what I just said, this doesn't mean something is going to happen. I'm just letting you know that there's a high level and they're treating it as such. So if you're out and about in a big location, a big event somewhere for New Year's Eve, just pay attention to your surroundings. Because when you got places making major headlines like this, it just make you want to pay attention. That's all I'm telling y'all to do is pay attention, fool. You never know. Something can happen anytime, any place, anywhere, any second.
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
This man is the former bodyguard of Jay-Z and Beyonce, and what he said about them should never have been exposed. You've all forgotten, but the year 2023 was fairly rough for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Watching what was happening to them, one man decided to step out of the shadows and tell what he lived through while he worked for them. His name is Ron. He reportedly worked by their side for several years as a bodyguard, and he claims he saw some pretty strange things. He accused the couple of quite a few things, like pushing out anyone who got in their way, whether actors or singers. It's a fairly well-known technique. You crush everyone else so you can stay on top. Except that in 2024, it got even worse. When the Diddy affair was revealed, everyone already knew that Jay-Z and P. Diddy had very close friendly ties. They must have done some strange things together. But the person who comes to confirm that there are mysteries surrounding Jay-Z and Beyonce is 50 Cent. A few days after releasing his documentary, he posted this drawing of Jay-Z, as if he wanted to tell us that Jay-Z was next on his list. So is what Ron is saying true, or did he do it just for the buzz? And is 50 Cent really going to talk about Jay-Z, or did he post that drawing just to mess around? Answer me quickly in the comments.
My video, where Taylor Swift was discussing adult pizza parties with Jimmy Fallon, was just banned from TikTok. It did not violate any community guidelines. I just showed the video and talked about how I thought this was weird, and I don't know any adults that have pizza parties. They talked about these pizza parties being all night and the pictures from them. Jimmy Fallon's expression was very weird at the end. So I'm wondering what's going on here, if someone wants to cover this video up. I appealed it, so hopefully it will be back.
There is a historical case where a man vanished in front of his wife and children without leaving a single trace. In 1880, a farmer named David Lang was walking across his own field in Kentucky. His wife was watching from the porch, and his children were playing in nearby. They watched him cross the grass step by step until suddenly he was gone, vanished into thin air. No sound, no fall, no scream, just gone mid-stride. They quickly ran to the spot where he disappeared. There was no footprints, no hole, no disturbed ground, nothing. Search parties combed the area for days. They found nothing. But here's the detail that made people uneasy. Animals, every creature you could think of, refused to walk over the spot. Crops wouldn't grow there, and when the children played near, they said they could hear their father's voice calling for help from somewhere below the ground. David Lang, the farmer, was never found. And to this day, no one has ever explained how a man could vanish in broad daylight, with witnesses watching the entire time. As always, stay weird.
Wait, did you play on Disney Channel? Nickelodeon. Oh, it isn't Nickelodeon. What show is it again? Nancy Classified School Survival. Oh yeah, you were that kid on it, huh? Yeah. I remember you.
There are people who swear they lived an entire life and then woke up to find out none of it was ever real. These aren't dreams. Doctors have documented cases where people were knocked unconscious for seconds, sometimes minutes, and during that time their minds created entire lifetimes. They remember falling in love, getting married, raising children, and growing old. One man said he lived 40 years in another life and woke up on the floor after a head injury. But here's the part that messes people up. He could remember his children's faces, but they never existed, at least not in our reality. People who experience this often fall into deep grief afterward, not because they're confused, but because they lost a life that felt completely real. The crazy part is psychologists can't explain how the brain can compress decades of lived experiences into seconds. And everyone who's gone through it says the same thing. That life didn't feel imagined, it felt remembered. Stay weird. Also, I would like to say thank you guys for 20,000 followers on TikTok. I didn't know if this news page would work, and it seems to be doing pretty well. So just want to thank all of you for following, liking, and sharing.
Michael Jackson's former bodyguard just came clean about the night MJ met Jeffrey Epstein, since he was literally there when the picture got taken. The picture was indeed taken at Jeffrey Epstein's house in Palm Beach, but according to Matt, they were only there because they were viewing houses to buy. Michael Jackson wanted to live in Palm Beach so he can be close to his friend Barry Gibb, as you know, of the Bee Gees. So a real estate agent did set up the meeting, but they didn't know who Epstein was when they actually went to meet with him. He was not famous at that time. And since MJ was touring a bunch of houses throughout the whole week trying to find the right one, Jeffrey Epstein was one of the several people that wanted to take a picture with MJ to make sure, look, I'm with MJ, guys. And Michael, as you know, always took picture with his fans, so he didn't think anything of it. He's like, alright, I'm just gonna take a picture with this random fan of this billion-dollar house. This was in 2003, where he was recording songs with Barry Gibb daily. There's a bunch of great unreleased songs on YouTube with them two together. Go look it up. But yeah, that's the reason he was there. It was very famous at the time too. Everybody knew in the news that he was trying to look for a house in Florida.
The controversial singer was spotted at the Palm Beach International Film Festival. Reportedly, he's house hunting there.
So contrary to popular belief, Epstein and MJ had nothing to do with each other. No financial advisor, no real estate mogul. He only was there to take a picture with MJ because he was selling his house in potentially. Like, come on.
Yeah, honestly, this seemed very targeted because obviously he didn't know who bro was. He's like, you know, I'm Michael Jackson. He just wants a picture of me. Now, years later, they're like, Michael Jackson was a freak. Like, no, bro. Like, Michael Jackson was literally one of the most famous people on the earth. So I'm sure he has pictures with a lot of people.
There's a real historical figure who appeared across Europe for decades, and according to everyone who met him, he never aged. In the 1700s, European royalty kept writing about the same man. He went by many names, but history remembers him as the Count of Saint Germain. He appeared in royal courts across France, England, and Prussia, always dressed perfectly, always wealthy, always knowing things he shouldn't. People noticed something unsettling very quickly. I mean, decades would pass, kings grew old, queens died, empires changed. Saint Germain did not. Witnesses swore they had met him 50 years earlier, and he looked exactly the same. Same face, same voice, same posture. He claimed to remember historical events firsthand, wars, executions, secrets, and spoke dozens of languages fluently, including ones he never taught. But here's the part that made people uncomfortable. He said he didn't eat, he didn't age, and hinted that death wasn't permanent. Records say he died in 1784, but sightings of him continued years later, then decades later, unchanged. Historians argue coincidence or mistaken identity, but the people who met him all said the same thing. It felt like he was passing through history, not living in it. Stay weird.
That she could help you with one of your paintings. Good idea. Do you think I may leave her in your charge?
Safely leave her in my capable hands here.
Right. Hang on.
She's anxious to rush away.
She is. I've got fast hold of her here.
Stay here and enjoy it, girl.
I want you to observe, ladies and gentlemen, the smiling face now. What is smiling the whole time, all day? What if I put my fingers down her ears like this?
See, this is what I mean when I say that nothing is really ever hidden. People watched this for years and laughed, said it was humour, all just a joke. But when you actually sit with it and hear the comments again and again, it stops sounding accidental. It's almost like when someone feels like they're untouchable, they don't bother hiding anymore. They say things out loud because who's going to question it? And that is the uncomfortable part for me. It was on TV, in front of everyone, hidden in plain sight. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
There's something about Taylor Swift that just never sat right with me, especially when you consider who her father is. Did you know that her father actually worked with Merrill Lynch, the same exact Merrill Lynch that was given a 49.5% stake in BlackRock? Before we get to BlackRock, I want to primarily focus on UMG, aka Universal Music Group. First of all, did you know that Taylor has been a top recording artist for UMG for years? She even owns the rights to her entire music catalog, which isn't exactly normal, okay? Ironically, Drake, another huge UMG artist, has that privilege as well. But see, they're both very close to somebody named Lucian Grange. Kanye even mentioned Lucian in a remix where he dissed Drake, saying this. He repeatedly claimed that Drake has an, in quotations, rich baby daddy named Lucian. And did you know that Lucian's name was actually brought up and later dropped in the case against Diddy? Allegations that he himself had been financing those parties. Diddy was signed with UMG at one point, and many of those allegations against Diddy just so happened to originate from that same exact time period. Lucian was also knighted by the Queen, so I mean, there's that. Something of which I actually recently mentioned in my deep dive on the dark side of the music industry, which I'll add this video to that playlist for anybody wanting to see it. But anyways, let's focus on Taylor. Taylor has been in the spotlight for years, but in technicality, she started her career in 2006. BlackRock, which is ironic timing, acquired Merrill Lynch in 2006. Considering how old Larry stands with the most beneficial choice of leadership, I want you to take this into account. Taylor, over the years, I'm sure we're all aware of, has had a very strong political stance. Now, all of a sudden, she's completely quiet in the midst of what she used to consider to be tyranny, which makes me wonder, how well can plants be watered? If you know, you know. And how many artists are used to push out a certain narrative? I mean, let's take into account the NFL. After Tom Brady retired, all of a sudden, the Chiefs blew up. In the years of which the NFL had been proven to have a declining viewership. And how many artists are used to push out a certain narrative? And that's where we get to our deep dive to show the connection between Lucian Grange and Leora Cohen, aka the global head of YouTube Music, which the first part will tell you everything that you need to know, but part 2 of which I'm doing today will give you a full rundown on not only why the hip-hop industry is the way it is nowadays, but how the music industry came to be as well. Because you think you choose what you listen to, but do you really?
Morbid Facts, Part 839. In 2015, Florida mother Melanie Joyce Alexander was arrested after her 11-year-old daughter walked into school wearing a t-shirt basically exposing everything happening at home, and she had the bruises to prove it. The shirt declared she'd gotten a good whooping for bad grades, but teachers immediately noticed belt-shaped welts across her arms, legs, and lower back. Investigators say Melanie forced her to wear the shirt so the entire school would see why she'd been beaten, turning the punishment into a mix of public humiliation and physical abuse. The child was taken into protective custody, and Melanie was charged with felony child abuse, a case that went viral because the t-shirt meant to shame the girl ended up exposing the mother's crimes instead. Walter Francis White was a black civil rights investigator who looked completely white, and he used that to slip into some of the most dangerous places during the Jim Crow era. He infiltrated lynch mobs, KKK meetings, and towns still soaked in violence after a killing, quietly collecting names, methods, and first-hand accounts from men who had no idea they were talking to an NAACP investigator. His cover was blown on various occasions, forcing him to flee as armed mobs put a bounty on his head, and he later said he only survived by outrunning men who fully intended to hang him. The reports he gathered remain some of the most detailed records of lynching in American history, documenting crimes most officials refuse to even acknowledge.
as there's a bounty on her head after she went on TV speaking about Diddy. So Jaguar Wright is claiming that there is a $500,000 bounty on her head, and she said that someone had been following her for 6 weeks, and she suggests that Clive Davis is the one that has something to do with it. And what makes the situation even weirder is last night, Ray J took to Instagram going off on Jaguar Wright, saying that he wanted her to come to him to do an interview instead of going on Piers Morgan. And what makes this even weirder is the fact that Jaguar Wright has talked about Ray J allegedly being involved in the unaliving of Whitney Houston for years. She has said multiple different times that Ray J was involved with Clive Davis to take out Whitney Houston because she was trying to leave Clive Davis's label because she realized that she was losing all of this money. And now we have Ray J going on this rant at the same time that Jaguar Wright is saying that she has a bounty on her head.
Hey, yo, Jaguar Wright, I told you I had an opportunity for you. I told you I had bags for you. I'm trying to hear.
This TikToker got a hair transplant at the age of 27 and had the worst reaction you have ever seen. So this man right here on TikTok posted a video about himself getting a hair transplant just a few days ago. And as you can see, he was losing his hair and he probably did need to get the hair transplant. But it didn't affect him too much. Good looking guy right here. You couldn't really tell anything about his hair, mainly because he had the hat on. And usually people will fly to Turkey to spend a little less money on their hair transplant. However, he decided to stay right here in America, flying to Salt Lake City, Utah, and this is what he looks like after the hair transplant. He has had one of the worst reactions anyone has ever seen in the world. Both of his eyes ended up swelling completely shut, and as you can see, his head has blown up in size. He spent $17,500 on this hair transplant just to wake up, quote, looking like Humpty Dumpty. This has to be in the top 5 worst reactions ever to a hair transplant, and I'm not sure that a lot of people are going to go through with it now after seeing how bad this guy looks.
See, this is why you don't alter your appearance. You kind of just have to understand that what you were given, you got to be grateful for, and, don't alter that. Like, a lot of celebrities will have a transformation. They'll come back looking like,
yo, do I look good? You guys like my new look?
Like, no, we don't like your new look. I can promise you that.
The Fairlife Core Power Protein Shake was just ranked the #1 worst bottled drink in all of America. So this study ranked the top 7 worst drinks for you to drink in America, and number 7 was Gatorade Zero. Number 6 was Muscle Milk. Number 5 was Fairlife Chocolate Milk. Number 4 was the regular red Gatorade Fruit Punch. Number 3 was the Starbucks Frappuccino in a glass bottle. Number 2 was the Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey. And number 1, which has shocked everybody, was the Core Power protein shake from Fairlife. Now, people swear on this protein shake up and down because it only has 170 calories, 14 carbs, and 26 grams of protein. But what the person who did the research said was, I made this #1 because they are so highly marketed as a great source of protein and a healthy food, when in reality, they are a disaster to your metabolic health. She said that they use non-organic conventional dairy, which often comes from cows fed GMO corn, soy, and may contain residues of hormones and antibiotics, unlike grass-fed dairy. So now that this person has deemed the Core Power Protein Shake to be the worst drink for you in America, are you still going to be drinking it?
Man, if this video don't show how evil the world that we live in is, I don't know what will. 3 men was dressed as fake UPS drivers. They pulled up to somebody's house plotting on robbing them for money. Whole time it's 2 babies in there, the mom and dad and the 20-year-old son. They held them at gunpoint, unalived the dad first, and then they went to the room and unalived the mom. Before they left the house, I don't even think they got none. They unalived the son too. They did all of that in front of 2 babies. And then after they left, the kids just there by themselves. A mom is gone, a dad gone, and a brother. One of the kids that was a boy had to be like 2 years old. The daughter had to be like 5. She had to witness her mom laying there. You can tell she a smart child because she stopped the little brother from having to see that. I ain't gonna lie, bro. These 3 dudes is sick. For you to be able to do that to somebody over money, you is a demon. It's no excuse. These the type niggas that you wish everything bad happened to. I love money a lot, but it's certain shit I'm not doing for it. They should be getting beat up every day in prison. I don't care what nobody say. They did this in front of kids. Nobody should be shaking their hand or nothing. Facts.
See, bro, like, jail is just not enough anymore, bro. Like, what? Like, there was no benefit from this at all. You just did it for the love of being a sick human. Like, bro, ew. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video. It made you tremble in your boots. And we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.